We are live! Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. This is Meal Prep Sundays with the DFAM. Someone found our jingle bells. I'm Margot Drake.
I'm Steve Drake. Hi, everybody.
I'm the mom. This is the dad. And this is normally Teddy's week. So let's talk about where Teddy is.
Teddy's with her friend from Iceland right now.
So Teddy had finals this week, and so she is off camera. She had to take her finals, rock those, and now all of her friends are coming into town. So mom and dad said we can pick up the slack. So the menu today is as follows. It is Rosemary and Spinach Egg Strata. We are going to crank out one batter, but we are going to make 3 different kinds of mini muffins. We have a fruit bar with an awesome dip. All of these recipes can be made vegan and gluten-free or not. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have a
mimosa bar.
Mimosa bar. That was something we thought of a little bit late in the game with the,
no kidding.
As far as mom and dad are concerned. But boy, that was a fun addition to Christmas morning. So we wanted to share, as we're prepping today, we wanted to definitely share with you guys some things that went really well over our 30 years. I think we've had 30 Christmases together.
I think it's 31, but oh well.
Who's got
30, 31, it's
3 decades. 3 decades of Christmas together, and what was actually kind of disastrous. So learn from our wins, learn from our disasters. And
well, this is one of the things that we did learn is like prep for Christmas morning food. There was a hilarious SNL skit last night, and it was one of their commercials, and it was all about Christmas morning. And they would go through all the kids, they were saying what they got for Christmas, and the dad would say what he got for Christmas. And then it would get to the mom, and she'd say, I got a robe. But she kept going around, and she said, I got a robe. All she got was a robe. And then she was like, all right, you guys have fun. I need to go make breakfast. And I was like, just thinking, this is why we came up with this. It was hilarious, but this is why we came up with this food prep. That stressful time in the morning when it's pure chaos. Everyone's got to eat, or they're just going to explode from sugar consumption. So we came up with this food prep that is so easy, and we've been doing this for years, and everyone loves it. There's something for everyone. Again,
we didn't come up with that until really late, raising kids. And I remember being exhausted from being up all night. The kids could not believe that mom and dad had to stay up all night to help Santa Claus do his work when he came in. And there were a lot of Christmases where we did that. And then also the next morning doing all the gifts with the kids. And then I remember having to go into the kitchen and make all this food while I was calling my other family members to check in with them and wish them a Merry Christmas. So I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to make food on 0 sleep, which I do not recommend. So I'm so glad you're all here. Please comment, tell us who you are, where you're from, that you're joining. And I have my eye on the comments right here as we get started. And so we're going to be sharing those stories as we move through today's episode. And then also our kids may be joining us, we will see. But we also have financial goals, and that is why the DFAM has committed to Meal Prep Sundays, because it makes such great financial sense. So do you want to read these, or do you want me to?
I can. So Steve and Margot are at 0.631% to goal. Stevie is at 12% to goal, and he's amazing because every week he takes a chunk of his new paycheck and puts it into his savings, and that's why he's just getting ahead. And he's pretty soon just going to pull away from us, but he's at 12%.
He has pulled away from everybody in the last 6 weeks. Everybody has a different dollar amount and different due date. So Stevie's going to crush his due date. Our dollar amount is quite large, and we gave ourselves 4 years. Steve also came up with a new spreadsheet. I was doing all the math manually, and he came up with a new spreadsheet, which corrected my math. And so we are at 0.631. Stevie's at 12% to goal.
Ellie's 0. She's pacing herself. And Teddy is at 6.43%. So that's good. She put a little bit more money away, and she's going to get that goal too.
And we all check in weekly in the email. So if you are just joining live and you do not get our emails yet, go to www.dfam.life. And you will be getting those recipes delivered to your email inbox, or you can you can text family to 616-344-4401. Are you ready to get started?
We got to cook, man.
I know. Let's go.
All right. We done with that? Yeah. We got a lot to do. All right. So how we're going to do this is Margot and I are going to do it together. We're going to start with the baking. So we're going to start with the muffins because we actually want to put we actually are going to put some in the oven and try to get it done. The strata, because it takes 50 minutes for the strata to cook, and for most of you out there, a strata is a kind of egg dish. And they call it strata because it's kind of like an egg lasagna. And you'll see when because we are going to like build it. We're just not going to cook it. We're going to build it, and then it'll go into the freezer, and we'll pull that out on Sunday morning. We had one to show you guys that was done, like finished product kind of thing, but we ate it.
We ate it. But we only ate a couple of pieces.
We have one piece, so we'll show you what it looks like. It's very good.
We only have one left?
We have two.
We have two left. Okay, we have one plated up, but it's actually kind of nice because then you can see why it's called strata layers. Get it? And also, we're not starting with the strata, even though that's first. We're starting with the muffins because the muffins take 18 to 20 minutes to cook. So we want to get one batch of muffins done while we're here with you today.
You ready to rock?
So we are. So our three different muffins are cardamom vanilla, apple cinnamon, and blueberry nutmeg. So we are starting with the basic, All of our measuring things are in here, which is a great way to start the night. So I want to welcome all of the live viewers. I'm keeping my eye on the comments. Please let us know who you are, where you're from, tuning in. Little known fact about when Teddy comes home from school, she cannot remember where anything goes. So she'll be really kind and empty the dishwasher, and we can't find anything. So if we are hunting around a little bit, it's because Teddy has helped us out by emptying the dishwasher.
You read off ingredients, and I will throw them in where they need to go.
Okay, so this is 3 cups of flour. You can make these gluten-free. My favorite gluten-free flour is Bob's Red Mill all-purpose gluten-free baking flour. These turn out absolutely perfect every single time.
Don't use anything else if you're baking. It just doesn't turn out right. But we have to go to a special, not a special store. So we do most of our shopping at Bridge Street Market downtown, and it's great. It's got lots of stuff, but it does not have this flour. So I have to go to either a D&W or a
Fresh Time?
No, Family Fare. You just gotta kind of find it, and it's generally in the gluten-free area. Crap, I just forgot.
He lost track on the very first ingredient, so that is a good thing.
One.
So you can double check.
That's three.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I just kind of checked.
Okay, so 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
I need one of those glasses.
Oh, well, I have one for you.
Teaspoon?
1 teaspoon.
Baking powder.
1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda.
Okay.
You just put things away. I'll put them.
Okay.
Okay. Oops. A half a teaspoon of sea salt and 1 cup of buttery spread.
Okay, we go get those. Half a teaspoon of sea salt.
Yes. Is the buttery spread that you wanted to use on this?
I've got it. It's whatever's over there.
Oh, it must be this one. Okay.
Okay, and with this, all I have to do is whisk it a little bit.
All right, welcome everyone. If you want today's recipes, go to www.dfam.life. I have it all set up to automatically drop those recipes into your email inbox. We are in the process of making one batter, but 3 different types of muffins. So we have, hi Sue, thank you so much for joining. Let's see, we'll show that.
Hey, by the
one.
way, these little kids' cups are exactly half a cup.
That was huge. When I saw Steve come home from the grocery store with that, I was like, that is brilliant, because I can't tell you how many times I bought applesauce for this recipe, told the kids not to eat it.
I did it for Teddy.
Applesauce happens to be Teddy's favorite thing, but I would say don't eat it because I need it for the recipe. Then she wouldn't eat it after I made the recipe, and then it would get moldy. So I think those little half cup size to-go containers are perfect.
I gotta use a little bit of this and then a little bit of this.
Okay, so we have 1 cup of buttery spread. What is our favorite buttery spread? Because you were commenting on it. Is it this one?
It's not actually this. This is what works better.
Okay, so
For
I'm
baking.
gonna go over. Well, we did this food cam, but
But we're not. When I do the strata, I'm actually gonna be sautéing stuff.
oh, okay.
But you can pick it up and move it.
There we go.
Okay, we got that.
All right, so
What's
we
next?
have
We're gonna need that.
1 cup of buttery spread, 1.5 cup of sugar.
1.5 cup of sugar. We'll use the half cupper.
I'll be cleaning.
Will you
things.
get me?
And you're done with this.
Yeah. Will you do the whole flaxseed thing? So when Margot makes gluten-free stuff, she was a vegan for a long time, so we would cook without eggs. So we just got into the habit of using flaxseed meal in place of eggs. Where'd you go?
So
Okay, 1.5 cups of sugar.
you have 1.5 cups of sugar,
Okay.
raw turbinado sugar plus you need to make sure you reserve some extra. You got a little bit extra sprinkle on top of the muffins while they're warm. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You wanted me to do, okay, 2 tablespoons of flax seeds and 6 tablespoons of water. I can't talk while I do this.
I know it's
I
hard.
will always, 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, and I will always forget.
You just need 6 tablespoons of.
I know, but counting to 6. Do you want to tell them about our gym experience?
No, because it's embarrassing. We can't.
We can't count to 5.
We do 5 sets of like strength workouts.
Okay.
And it's 12 reps each, 10 to 12. But we always lose track of what set we're on. So we've had to come up with this stupid little system of like moving. We have these 4 little things that we count off.
We have these 4. I don't know. There's some kind of gym equipment. They're little, and we have to stack them up like Legos, and then we have to remember the 5th set on our own.
We're a lot smarter than we sound.
We get distracted. We're talking. It's actually our time to be together in the morning and to talk. So it's easy to forget what set you're on. So I made sure that I counted my 6 tablespoons of water. So I want to thank Sue Popma for joining us today. I enjoy your cooking ideas. Thanks for sharing with us.
Ooh.
There's that.
Okay. How about vanilla? How much vanilla?
So one of the things, we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract,
Okay.
1/2 cup of applesauce, that's done, 2 tablespoons of flax seeds, done, 6
Tablespoons or teaspoons of vanilla?
teaspoons, always teaspoons. 1/2 cup of applesauce, flax seeds, water, done. Did you do 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 cup of milk?
Nope. Will you get me the cup
So
of milk?
1
That's over there.
tablespoon of lemon juice.
And then I'll squeeze some lemon juice.
Did you wash this?
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to pretend like Steve is not cutting on our countertop.
Oh my gosh.
And you need 1 cup of milk.
A friend of ours
All
showed
right.
us some citrus thing that we need.
We do.
I'm not big on kitchen gadgets,
Me either.
but this sounded like it was a good one.
Yeah, 1 cup of plant-based milk. So these recipes can all be plant-based, gluten-free, or not, if you would like.
Okay, how much lemon juice?
Okay, it's just 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. That's way too much.
I know.
Okay.
Jeez.
We can use that later.
I'm not gonna dump it out. I'm gonna leave. Okay, we need this for later. This goes in. I think that's it, right?
You want to just double check?
Yeah.
Okay. Flour, baking powder, baking soda, sea salt, buttery spread, sugar in the raw, vanilla, applesauce, flax seeds, water, lemon juice, plant-based milk. And then we are going to preheat the oven to 350, which we should have done immediately. You want to tell them about our oven?
The oven that doesn't. It's really fancy, but not fancy.
Well, yes.
It doesn't tell you when it's hot enough.
If you are ever selecting an oven, you definitely want an oven that gives you more control over the temperature. We can't tell any temperature less than 300 degrees on this, and we don't know when it's preheated. We didn't select it. It was here when we purchased.
So, mix.
These
liquid.
are good things to know.
Man, I hope these turn out.
Did you do something wrong?
No, they just look a little weird.
You haven't.
Oh, you know why? It's because I'm used to making you cookies, and you said that to me last time.
He said the same thing.
So
when he was
cookie dough
making
is like
the
really
texture.
doughy and thick. This is more liquidy, like batter. And you can actually mix this with like a hand mixer if you want, but you don't need to. So after this is mixed, what you have to do is kind of separate it in thirds. If you're going to do the 3 different flavors, if you like one, like over time that you like, you don't have to mix it.
You want to show them the consistency?
Yep.
Yeah. So when Steve makes my cookies, it's really dry. That's a dough. This is batter, and so this is much more liquidy.
Right. Okay. And it is easy enough to just blend everything together with a spoon. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little. I need like a little container of some kind. What can I use? Here, I'll use this. And separate it. What flavor do you want to make?
We're just gonna make cardamom. What?
You want to make cardamom?
1/3 of the batter
Yep.
is cardamom vanilla.
Okay. It's probably a little much. Okay, take that. So cardamom is the easiest one because all you do is add cardamom. Cardamom is, if you've never had it, is such a cool spice. It's very aromatic, and it's kind of got a pine and a spearminty smell to it. But that mixed with the vanilla just makes a really, really interesting, good taste. And right now it's really hard to find.
It's
I found
so
this at
hard to
Target.
find.
I went to 3 stores to find cardamom, and you don't buy spice at Target. That's why I think it was there. So a teaspoon?
Half a teaspoon of cardamom ground. So you could buy cardamom pods, I think they are, cardamom pods.
Yeah.
And then also ground cardamom.
Okay, we'll mix this up. We'll put it in. Did you turn the thing on?
Yep.
Okay.
It also doesn't make any noise, so you don't really know what it is. Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Where's my mix-up? Here, I'll use this. And then I need what's smaller than this? Oh, I know what I was using last time. This guy. It's a big tablespoon.
And I love this silicone mini muffin. Anytime you're doing gluten-free, I'll bring it closer to the camera. Anytime you are doing gluten-free cooking, I find it easiest to make things mini muffins, because just gluten-free baked goods tend to be crumbly, because gluten really, if you want to look at gluten, it's almost like the bricks that hold something together. That's what gluten does.
Okay.
But Gluten-free things are a little more fragile. And so that's why I like to make them smaller. They seem to cook through better. Same thing with the cookies that Steve makes every week. They're just smaller cookies, but they're perfect. And I love the fact that this is silicone, so things just pop right out of it.
Okay. Why don't you do this, and I'll start getting ready with the next thing. All you do is just,
Okay. Do we have to prep this in any way?
Nope.
I didn't make the
Just put it in there.
Because
you physically pop them out.
And then did you end up, where did you end up feeling
So the last batch that I made, you almost fill it up to the top.
Okay. Because the first batch Steve made, you can kind of see it in the pictures, the cardamom vanilla ones look a little small. He made them, he only held them up about halfway to 3/4. When you haven't made them for a while, I mean, I made this recipe years ago, and haven't been baking a lot lately. I think with the move and everything, we just kind of got out of that. But he's the one that remade the recipe, and so we did the cardamom vanilla first, did halfway to 3/4, and they really kind of turned out small. So I said for the next batch, let's do a full muffin and see what happens. The other thing you want to make sure when you are filling these is that anything that you get on the outside, anything that kind of is thin and gets on the top of the muffin pan, you want to clean that up, otherwise it is going to burn and smell.
It's going to burn. We've done that here before.
And the fun thing about making these recipes multiple times, because we have to make a test kitchen batch and then we make the batch with you guys, is that we really get a chance to fine tune the recipe and make sure that it's absolutely perfect. Because there's lots of little tweaks that you can do.
I gotta watch that plug, because when we get too much stuff plugged in.
Oh yeah.
I got the toaster on.
Do you want to unplug a couple of things?
No, it's okay. Nothing is.
One thing we did not anticipate on this, with our meal prep Sundays, is the fact that we would overload our circuits with lights, cameras, computers, ovens. Okay, so Steve is toasting some bread. He's going to get ready and make the strata. I am filling the mini muffin dish.
Well, good. You're gonna use all of it. I probably went a little shy of 1/3 because I was filling the whole thing. Oh, you got it filled more than I was filling it.
Okay.
That's okay.
So let us know in the chat if you guys have tried any of our recipes or what you have enjoyed most. It was so cute. I was talking to one of my friends from California. She works for the American Heart Association. She said, I've been getting your emails. I tried your recipe. And then we got talking about the Ariana Huffington meeting, which was last week, which was so cool. And then at the end of the conversation, I said, oh, wait, I want to know what recipe of ours you've tried. And she said, well, it was the drink recipe, the cocktail recipe. I think it was the whiskey sour. Yeah. And she said, and I love this, she said drinks out here in California are about $18 a piece. So I figured if I could make a nice drink for myself at home for about $1, I would have $17 extra to invest or donate or do something.
I love it. That's kind of what we're trying to do. So Renee Trask is a good friend of ours, and she has a brand new little baby. And she says, I'm terrible at cooking. I'm excited to learn from you. I love that your recipes are gluten-free already. Renee, I didn't know that you were gluten-free or enjoyed gluten-free, because it's like a whole community that when you're gluten-free, man, you're always looking for whatever is good. But go to Margot's website. We have not updated it for a while, but she's got tons of gluten-free recipes. As a matter of fact, she's got a search bar that you can search whatever you want. Just search gluten-free and dozens and dozens of things will come up. Vegan, raw, all kinds of stuff.
So speaking of that, margotdrake.com, DFAM.life website will be coming in Q1 of 2021. So just sit tight for that. Recipes will be updated, photos will be updated. All these recipes that you guys are getting in your emails will be loaded onto the website. They'll be searchable, all of those wonderful things. So I did not have enough cardamom vanilla to finish this, and I thought since I was baking it, I would just finish it.
Just sprinkle some cardamom right on top.
So these over here are just plain, I guess plain vanilla, and I'll sprinkle the cardamom right on top. But if you did run out of a batter, and like say you had 1 cup that was empty, you just didn't have enough batter, you always want to fill that one with water. Everything will do better in the oven that way.
So I am moving ahead, and I'm cutting up, what is it, 1/4 cup of shallots. And I learned earlier this week that cutting shallots makes me absolutely cry. They are just they're not, I didn't know what a shallot really was. It's not a garlic, it's not an onion, it's just like a really potent, strong little onion. And I just think it makes your food taste a little different. So I am going to chop those up right now.
Hey Alexa, set the timer for 18 minutes.
So this strata, if you look a strata up on, like, Google it, you'll see that a strata is generally an egg dish, a breakfast dish, that is made by layering bread with a filler, with a little bit of cheese, and then eggs in it. And the eggs are soaked into the bread layers, and it all becomes kind of firm, but it's different than a general egg dish, or like it's kind of like a quiche without a crust. Okay? And so we're gonna make like a filler. We're gonna saute spinach and shallots with some wine and some salt and pepper, I think, is in there. I'll look at the recipe. But then that is a filler in the layers. And we've got, obviously, the bread is a layer.
All right, and you want me to toast
a little bit of cheese. Is it done? Yeah, take those out and put the next one in. You have to push frozen on that. And then just say push go. Did you do it?
I got it.
We have a really fancy toaster. Margot did some work for a company, and they gave her all these appliances to use. It was Wolf stove, and they're awesome. They're awesome. So we have really good pans that they gave us for her to use, and this crazy blender, really high-speed blender.
Frozen and just push them both down?
Yeah, just push them both down. And then it's toaster. Okay, we're doing good.
Now you want me to butter these and flip them both sides?
No, you don't have to butter them. I didn't do it last time.
No? All right.
Okay, is that a 1/4?
1/4 cup. Okay.
I pushed it in hard enough.
So, Renee, congratulations. We are so happy for you.
All right, you guys. We're getting out the copper chef.
All right. Yeah. All right, so if you are just joining, we are making the breakfast strata with rosemary and spinach. And Steve is going to be, I'll be finishing the toast. Well, you don't want me to butter the toast, so
no,
that makes my job easier.
Yeah,
Steve is going to be sauteing the shallots.
Wait, does the rosemary go in the saute also?
Yeah, heat 2 tablespoons of buttery spread in a medium saute pan. Saute shallots until translucent. Then add 1½ teaspoons of fresh minced rosemary and saute for 1 minute more.
Okay.
Okay.
Got
Need
it.
to get the.
So when Margot and I do these projects, I'm all about. She might get mad at me. I'm all about, like, let's work really, really, really hard, get it done fast, and then we're done. We can play. Margot wants to
actually
enjoy
the
process.
process.
Enjoy it, have a glass of champagne, make sure she's happy the whole time. I don't know. I think it's a Venus and Mars kind of thing. I just want to get it done and be done with it. But this is one of those things that makes sense to me. Let's, ahead of time, get our Christmas morning stuff done so that we can enjoy our morning with the kids.
I wish you guys could smell this.
That's going to smell so good. All right, we get white wine too. We're cooking with Dark Horse White Chardonnay. It's really good. That goes in there in a second. Voila.
Okay, so muffins are baking. Oh, they're already puffing up.
Good.
We've got the bread toasting, half of the bread toasting. Okay, let's see. Renee.
What did she say?
She says, thank you, Steve and Margot. I'm not a fan of cooking, so I'm with you, Steve. I'd rather just do it and get it done, or better yet, have someone else do the cooking.
Amen.
I enjoy the process, as long as I'm not stressed during the process. Let's see, we will go over here, and we will go, we have this there we go, Rosemary
Did you already put salt in
Spinach
this?
Egg Strata. No, I did not. The only thing that's in there is the buttery spread, the shallots, you did rosemary, and I think, did you do the white wine? Or not yet?
I'm doing that right now.
Okay. All right. So, and I know you guys, the strata recipe looks overwhelming, like, wow, it's a little bit longer than normal, but it's easy. It's simple. It's like explaining how to tie your shoes or make toast. I have to write it down. First thing is just toast. The second thing is a saute. Third thing is you just layer everything together. It looks long, but it's simple. So I don't want you guys to not do it because you think it looks complicated. It's not complicated. It's simple. So.
All right, we're rocking and rolling. And we're going to put this, goes in an 8x8 pan, you guys.
You need me to butter this pan?
No, with all the stuff that goes in it. Yes, let's do that. Let's do it there.
Steve is changing my recipe, as you can tell.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not.
are.
Promise.
So I like to just do this.
What are you doing?
I'm buttering. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay. So I just cover my hands with the plastic wrap, and then we're just gonna butter this 8x8 inch baking dish. It's so nice. I will never forget the first time that I had a chance to make muffins, throw them in the freezer. We actually hosted our neighborhood tea, and we made everything from scratch. And we started a week early. And we made raw chocolate, raw truffles, raw, all different kinds of raw desserts, and all vegan, gluten-free muffins and breads, and oh my word, it was incredible.
That was the good old days.
And 3 different kinds of soups, vegan, gluten-free soups. And I'll never forget one of the women that came in. She was totally like me, not expecting to eat a thing, because when you go to a party like that, there's never anything for you to eat. And she kept saying, I can eat this? Wait, this really does not have, and I'm like, no. How many times are you gonna ask me? No. I can with confidence tell you that it's all vegan and it's all gluten-free, and it looked like a dream come true. So that was the first time we had done the muffins early and froze them, the cookies early and froze them. And it was just so nice to have them to pull out to warm up on Christmas Day, because of course we had the strata also, to be able to come down in the morning while everyone was excited and getting ready to open gifts and open their stockings and everything. just pull the strata out, put it on the counter, and preheat the oven. So the strata gets room temperature and the oven gets warm, so you're not putting something cold right in the oven.
Okay, you can do this. I'll keep flipping around that sauteed stuff.
Okay.
Get the egg mixture.
Oh, okay. Something smells like it's burning.
It was the toast.
Okay.
There's one piece that got a little
Oh, it was
toasty.
the butt
It's
or
all right.
something? Okay.
And what I want you to do is add so last time we did this, we used 6 eggs. We can either add a little bit of egg white if you want, or another egg. How do you want to do it?
I don't care, you decide.
Well, let's put some egg white in. So
Do you want to tell me where we are in the recipe?
Can you see it?
No, not really.
I just totally set you up.
When I put my contacts in so I can see the screen and I can see if people are commenting and things, I can't see close. So if I take my contacts out, I wouldn't be able to see you.
Okay, so
Be able to read.
you're gonna mix together the eggs, the milk, the Dijon, and salt and pepper.
Okay, so we're doing 6 eggs.
Yep. And where's the milk?
Behind us.
We're gonna use plant-based milk, right?
Behind us.
Let's see.
It was right there.
Oh, you know what? I put it in. So sorry. Kind of nice not having puppies here right now, because they'd be all over that.
I got a shell in here. Like that never happens to anybody. Again, we cannot count to 6. I wanted to do eggs so I could actually count the yolks. And we have 5 yolks.
1 3/4 cups of milk.
Here.
I wanted to show you guys the bread that we're using, because as you gluten-free folks know, gluten-free bread is like, it's just is always so
That
weird.
looks like it has complete attention.
We're in good shape. Okay, let me take that off. This bread is called.
Oh, we have guests! So exciting! Yay!
Lena! Forget about the bread. Lena's on TV.
Welcome home, or welcome back
Hi,
to Grand
honey.
Rapids. So exciting! Lena just flew home, or flew back to Grand Rapids, because Iceland is her home now, from Iceland.
Yeah.
Are you so tired?
Yes. No, actually, I'm not. She doesn't never get really good. No. Maybe tonight. Oh, it'll be out. But everything looks
Okay.
good. We're just checking in. saying hi.
And you guys, it smells. We turn them up a little bit. We have to turn you up a little bit.
Go ahead.
It smells amazing here. If you guys want to come, we'll have some really good food. Did you do the Dijon?
I did put that in. Did you do salt and pepper in there?
No.
Okay. What are we doing? Chatting?
We're chit-chatting. The Dijon. Okay.
We just wanted to pop in and say hi, so we're gonna get to work.
Good.
Okay?
Good.
So Lena, are you coming over for Nacho Friday?
Of course.
Nacho Friday is Christmas, so we'll have to do it maybe Nacho Wednesday.
Oh yeah, maybe it will be Nacho Wednesday this week.
We're Nacho Friday, okay?
Okay.
All right. You guys are breaking up.
See you soon.
We love you.
Okay, I'm gonna put this
That
here
is so fun.
so we can watch the combo.
Okay. Ooh, that's good.
Can you see it?
It's perfect. Yeah,
Where's the thing?
it's perfect. Yeah.
There's like a little delay.
Yeah, there is a delay there.
Whatever.
There
Okay.
it is. There it is.
So this is how this goes. You start with, we need the cheese.
Okay.
It's like, this is how it's like lasagna. You start with your 4 pieces of bread, and if you're doing like a 13 by 9, just double everything, and it'll be fine.
Oh, you guys,
you
I
gotta-
wish you could smell this. It smells so good. Steve, it's 6:41. We still have 2
All right,
more
so the spinach, you guys, we had to divvy it into half. So that gets spread out on everything, half of it. So there's gonna be 2 full layers. So I'm gonna spread this out a little bit.
Look at how pretty that looks.
And we're just gonna do jack cheese, okay? Which one do you wanna do? I think jack cheese would be good. So we divide up the cheese in thirds because it goes 2 layers and then on top. Okay? There's 1 layer.
We have to make sure we end up with a clean kitchen at the end of this so we can enjoy a good meal and a clean kitchen. That's so important. So we wanted to end a few minutes early tonight to be able to share with you some of the things that we did for the holidays that worked. And we also wanted to discuss some disasters.
How is your muffins? Is there a timer?
Yeah. Hey, Alexa, how much time is left on the timer? I think she said 30 seconds, didn't she?
I don't know what she said. Okay, so there's that, the second layer. And all we're going to do is dump this all on.
And you guys can use vegan cheese shreds. There's so many different options. Daya.
We did that for years.
Daya makes a really good one. What I found is that I was allergic to soy, and soy was making me really sick. So I had to, again, adjust my diet accordingly.
All right, cheese on top. Now, here's a trick with this thing, because initially the ingredient, the bread and everything, it's gonna float. So what you have to do is weight it down. So you kind of have to give it some pressure.
So that's why
you might
the
have
recipe.
a teeny bit too much liquid in here.
Well, that's why the recipe calls for putting it into the refrigerator and being weighted on top with some grains. You can do bags of beans, bags of grains, just something that will keep it pushed down. And what you're really doing, either for an hour or overnight, is letting the liquid incorporate into the bread layer. So if you are making this today, what I would do, and you're consuming it on Friday, maybe Christmas Day, I would bake it today, sit it in the oven or sit it in the refrigerator for an hour, give that liquid time to incorporate into the bread, then take it out, bring it to room temp, pop it into the, I don't think that's heavy enough, is it?
It's not, that's not heavy enough.
So, and pop it into the oven and bake it and then freeze it. So, you never want to go refrigerator, oven, or oven freezer. You always have to let it come up to room temperature or down to room temperature before you do anything with it. So just keep that in mind. And then also, but maybe you're going to make this on Wednesday or Thursday. And if you're going to make it Wednesday or Thursday, then you can just keep it weighted in the refrigerator. So it just all depends on when you are planning on when you're going to actually make it. Let's clean off this whole area.
I need this.
I'll clean this. Will you clean this? This is a mess.
Yeah.
Clean, organized.
All right, that's cool.
Okay.
I'm dying to get your, here, you want to leave that?
Yeah.
Or you want to turn that off?
But now we can put it right here.
Okay. Why don't we get this?
Whoa.
Because this is,
Okay.
so this is what this looks like when it's done. You can
see the different layers.
The layers.
And it's so good.
So good.
You guys,
it's really good.
It smells so good. It's very filling, and we had it for dinner the other night. It's probably too many carbs for dinner time for a woman over 40. But it was so nice to just pull it out and just eat it. So nice. So now Steve is working on our fruit bar.
Hey, you know what we should have done, immediately? We should have done the mimosa bar, because then everything would be whole banana.
Oh, great.
Right.
Okay, so my timer is going off for our muffins. And we're going to end up sticking our muffins. Let's see, we'll put our muffins right here. Okay, Alexa, dismiss. That was fun, Teddy and Lena, to join us. Oh, they look perfect. Get the food cam.
Yours look
You want to get the food
bomb.
cam?
Yeah.
You guys, these look absolutely perfect. So, look at this. And I am going to set them right here. And then while they are still a little warm, I'm going to be sprinkling and I'm going to leave the oven on because after the show is over, we'll be making the other two flavors. This is trying to make our meal to be able to complete in an hour. But since this is Christmas, it's a little more entailed than a normal meal prep. Okay. So, we need the sugar.
Voila. That's like a cooking show. And it's done.
Oh, look at that. It looks so pretty. Okay. So I am just putting a little bit of the sugar on top of the muffins. Let's see, we have moved on. I'm not doing a good job with we're doing both the fruit bar and dip and also the muffins at the same time. I didn't quite have a header for that.
I think we got to move
Okay,
the food cam because we're going to have this whole buffet set up.
Okay, well, right now the food cam is catching my artful
Catching you make magic.
display of some crystals, sugar crystals on the top. So what this does, while it's warm, the sugar just kind of sticks a little bit better. If you wait until they are room temp, it's really not going to stick very well. So, and then we're going to wait for it to cool. In this, actually, I have a really great, you have to wait till they cool a little bit, and then I have a baker's rack to turn them out on and then set them up so the air gets around them, and then that way they firm up on all sides. But check that out. Look at that. Oops. They smell so good. So good. I will definitely be having at least a taste of this. So Steve is busy cutting up the fruit. It is 6:49. We have to hustle if we want to share some stories. We just actually have two more quickie things that we have to do.
All right,
So,
let me.
One of the things
I'll be
is
off camera for a
we need to make the dip for.
So, you guys, if you got the email you saw, we use these fun, like beverage containers. It's double-walled metal, so it insulates whatever. You might put bottles of beer or bottles of wine in here. But one trick that we learned is when you fill this with ice, put like a napkin or something in the bottom, because otherwise the ice, like every time you move anything, it sloshes around. It's so slippery. So put something in the bottom.
Okay.
All right, it's gonna be a little loud here for 1 second. I'm on ice duty.
So what's nice is if you live in the north, what's really nice about the holiday season or when you're entertaining in the winter is is the fact that you can keep extra ice outside. That is a plus. And also food. So when we did that big party, we had so many coolers and containers, like sealed containers in the garage that were stacked up with so much food in them. That was just a huge event that we did. And it's nice because it's freezing outside. So it was like a big freezer. We talked about, oops, let me show you this pan. We've talked about this pan on other shows. It's in every single email if you scroll down to the bottom. It's a great pan, cleans up very well, cooks great, Copper Chef. There's a link to it. Steve cut the fruit. He's getting the mimosas ready. And then we just have to do our dip. And let's see, we're not going to need this anymore. Get rid of this. All right. Okay, we're almost there, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Let's see, I'm checking the comments. Thank you for joining live, everybody. It's so nice having all this food. What's nice is that then you have food to share too. With your kids or with your family or with neighbors. You just always have so much food around. With these meal prep Sundays, we've just had so many choices all the time, and it's just so nice. Okay, so where would you like me to move the food cam?
I'm gonna leave.
Do you want me to turn it off, or do you want me to
move it? Yeah, you gotta turn it off.
Okay. How about we just remove it? You want to just remove it?
Yeah. No, I don't want to remove it because we fill the whole screen.
Oh, okay.
Just like point it up right here.
Okay.
All right, one last really fast recipe that I'll show you guys. It's really, really good. So this is, you know that like dip that goes with fruit is generally really full of carbs, full of sugar.
So, and like artificial ingredients and.
If you look up what's in that, I think you'd be frightened. Where's that stainless little pot?
I have mixed up our champagnes. That's okay. Oh, we have to get this over here.
Huh?
Shoot, we have to put this. We're not going to put this.
Well, you got to figure out where to put it. We're running out of room.
Oh, we can move this.
Okay, so I'm taking 2 cups of plain Greek yogurt. Okay? Totally plain, on its own, kind of uninspiring, doesn't taste real good. And what I'm going to mix it with is Pure Brilliance, a lady from our company.
A lady?
I'm sorry, not a lady.
She's
literally the lady. Her name is Kathy Coover. She is like an absolute amazing entrepreneur, but you know, on the side, a world-class cook, chef, as a hobby.
And a mom.
She's everything, but and she's very, very healthy.
Co-founder of a billion-dollar company.
So what we're gonna do is take it's liquid stevia and it's vanilla creme flavored, and we're taking lemon essential oil. And we're going to put approximately maybe a teaspoon. No, probably anywhere from a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of the stevia, and put that in with the Greek yogurt. And then about 6 drops of the lemon oil. And you guys, literally this adds nothing to the nutrition of this. So you've got the protein from the Greek yogurt, nothing bad, I mean.
You mean nothing bad, but it adds so much to the flavor.
But the flavor is so good.
So good.
So, and that's just a fun thing to put like a little dollop on top of the fruit. however you want to do it. Awesome. And it's really healthy. So none of this stuff that if you lay it out is going to, it's all good, healthy stuff for your family. What are you doing?
I don't, I'm trying to get everything displayed. We have so much food. I'm so excited. Let's see.
It's the way it goes.
So, and then did you want to talk about the garnish? We have to garnish the...
Don't talk about it, I'll just do it. Because of the lemon, we just garnish it with a slice of lemon. Looking for a knife. There it is.
It's clean, yo. All right, so these are our 3 different muffins. These are the completed version. Then, of course, we have our, it's nice and cool now, I can touch it. And then our strata, our fruit bar, of course. This would be a lot prettier if I could spread it out a little bit more.
Look at that.
And then that's the strata that we're actually going to be using on Christmas morning. So let's sit down. We have just a couple of minutes. Let's sit down, have a glass of champagne. See? Okay, so we are going to share a couple of stories about things that went really well over our 30 years of Christmases together, and then the couple of Christmas disasters. There we go. Okay, and we can
get mimosas off.
We can get that done.
What kind of disasters have we had?
Okay, so
I know the kids would say a few disasters.
Okay, so our very first Christmas together was so fun. We drove to Florida.
We drove to Key Largo from Ann Arbor to visit. We went from your family, cheers, to your family party to be with my family in the Keys.
Yes.
So on Christmas Day, we were actually driving the whole way down.
Oh, it was so pretty. We went through the Smoky Mountains, and the fog was just sitting in the Smoky Mountains, and it was very memorable because it was beautiful. Our very first Christmas together, and also we had our very first Christmas tree on the dashboard.
It was that big.
We had a little miniature dollhouse Christmas tree that I decorated.
Mm-hmm.
I decorated it with bling and glitter and tinsel.
All that stuff.
And we stuck it on our dashboard. So that was fun. That was a Christmas win. That was very memorable and fun. And that didn't cost very much at all.
Oh.
It was very economical. Another Christmas tradition that I had way back then was, limiting those fun things that can really get you in trouble. So one of the things that I used to really like as a kid was Entenmann donuts. And those chocolate
donuts. That was new to me. I had no idea what they were.
Chocolate Entenmann donuts. And because I thought, let's make them special, I told myself I would only get them on Christmas Day. So we did that for a long time until I think my palate developed, and then now they taste like wax to me.
Chocolate, it is wax.
Or they changed their recipe. It tastes really waxy, and I don't enjoy them anymore, so I don't eat them. But way back then, I just had them on Christmas. I really look forward to them. And we bought them at a gas station.
In Tennessee,
like on that trip. And so the morning and the fog and the little Christmas tree and going to Florida for the first time with you, it was so fun.
It was fun.
We've been doing that for 30 years. So that was a win. One of our Christmas disasters was a family party that we had for my Dieger family. All came trekked across the state, way over to Grand Rapids. And I did all of these beautiful arrangements all over the house with greens and dried grasses, and then I put white roses in them. I mean, they were everywhere. And huge, beautiful arrangements because I just cut all the greens from our backyard. I cut the grasses from our backyard. We had a lot. Those plumes, those beautiful plumes. And And all I had to buy like once a week was a couple of roses to pop into each arrangement, change the water, and they looked great for like the entire month of December. Literally 10 seconds before our family walked through the door, and everyone, of course, caravanned down.
Well, when we would do that, there would always be little jobs that the kids would have to do. You know, get the treats ready, get this ready, put the dogs away, because when the whatever, and light all the candles. That's the thing. Light all the candles. Now finish.
So our family is getting out of the cars and opening their trunks, getting everything out. Stevie is old enough to be lighting candles, but also a little boy with a lighter, having fun on the stairs. And he got too close to
the dried
and
plants. And
I will never forget how fast those things go up. So you guys, those things are so flammable. Even though everything was in water and it was so much of the arrangement was fresh, those things were dried in there. And
is that your public service announcement?
Yes, and they're just very flammable. So I don't think it was a great idea to give Stevie the lighter. Looking back, you know, I probably shouldn't have done that. But the look on his face was just terror, and it was so much flame. There was so much flame there on the staircase.
It just burned so fast and went out so fast.
So fast.
Everything was so fast. Everyone was fine. And Stevie was fine, other than being scared. And his uncle Doug at the time,
of course, had a ball.
Got him out of. He laughed at it.
Of course,
like Uncle Doug used to do. Yes. And that made Stevie feel a little better. But
so that all happened between when they showed up in the driveway and when they walked through the door. So we were just like, when they all walked through the door. Another Christmas disaster was serving olives, and I think it was the same party, olives with jalapenos in them. If you are going to serve anything with jalapenos in them, or anything hot, always let your guests know, because my sister bit into that and it was very uncomfortable for her.
I know, it was sad. So another interesting thing, because a lot of you guys have little kids, how our Christmases have changed since our kids have grown up. And an interesting thing that Margot did, I think about 4 years ago, was she asked the kid, we were trying to figure out what we were going to do for Christmas. She asked the kids, this was at Thanksgiving, what did you guys get for Christmas last year? Talking about presents.
What did you give?
What did you give?
What did you get?
And what did you get? And to each child, no one could remember any of the presents that they got, and they couldn't remember any of the presents that they gave. And we weren't faulting them for it. It kind of opened our eyes.
Because we probably couldn't remember either.
No. And if we were included. So if we were trying to figure out what did we give everyone, you just can't. Time goes by and Christmas is hectic. So that really reminded us. And then we would ask them, well, what do you remember from Christmas? And they would tell us things. And it was always an experience. It was always a trip that we went on, or, a place that we went to visit, or a special family member that we went to visit. So I think that year we decided that we were going to do something. We just decided all of our Christmases at that point, we're going to scale back on the presents and
scale up on the experience.
So we always try to do something interesting.
Memorable. Something that 10 years down the road we'll be able to say, do you remember when? And they will be able to remember it.
We went to Chicago for Christmas. That Christmas, we went to Chicago and spent 3 days. And actually, Christmas morning, we were in a hotel suite. We had so much fun.
I think this is
we had
probably
too much fun.
Yeah, some of us had too much fun. So as a mom, Christmas Day was, I think, the best Christmas Day I've ever had, because you know what I did? Number one, I think I had a chance to work out, because the hotel gym is right there, and everyone was occupied with Christmas movies and just being not in their house. Number two, so we got a workout in. Number two, went to Starbucks in the lobby And I took one of the kids and I just said, I'll have 3 of everything in your case.
Every pastry.
Every single thing in this case, just give me 3 of them. And still, when I think about, I think it was only $70, which is an expensive Starbucks bill. But how much did you spend on all of this? Probably more than 70, right? But I mean, we made a lot.
I don't know, because we had a lot of, you just have a lot of the
Actually,
ingredients.
the first trip, he had to buy more. The second trip for tonight, he like barely had to buy anything. But anyway, I just remember it was like, I was like having a shopping spree at Starbucks.
And everyone was so happy.
And everyone was so happy. And
Hot
I
chocolate,
didn't have
coffee,
to do
tea.
anything. And I actually sat there and I watched Christmas movies and had whatever I wanted. And we got the big traveler thing of coffee. Didn't even have to make coffee. And then guess what? Like cherry on top, housekeeping came in.
And cleaned everything.
And cleaned everything. Oh, housekeeping came in, and that's when we went to the gym.
And we had I bought a Christmas tree. I brought it in a big, huge duffel bag and put it together. I mean, we had fun.
Was smaller.
And we've gone on trips. We went on.
But hold on, before you say that, because that's a good one. But we also went to Hamilton. Like that was my gift to the kids, were Hamilton tickets.
Right.
So that was a very memorable.
Everyone
Christmas.
Remembers that Christmas.
Yeah, but then tell about the next one. The one you were just going to talk about.
Okay, I think the next Christmas we all went on a sailboat trip to the British Virgin Islands. So it was like we spent Christmas here in Grand Rapids together. It was really chill. Actually, it was this whole thing. And then the next day we jumped in the car and we flew to the British Virgin Islands and spent a week on a sailboat. And that was, they remember that one for sure. How could you not? So it's just fun. It's a totally different type of Christmas. You still get to see the sparkle in your kid's eye, but it's just they're older, they're more mature, they're appreciating experiences. You're able to talk about certain things, and it's less about that amazingly fun insanity in the morning when the kids run down in their jammies, their brand new Christmas jammies, and open all their presents. They still get brand new Christmas jammies, by the way. So Christmas is still, no matter how old your kids are, it's such a fun, amazing time. And we love it. I'm hoping that you all can enjoy all this food that we showed you. You could make easily ahead of time, and have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and a happy new year.
Yes, and I want to thank all the live viewers. I want to thank all the viewers coming back to watch on demand and watching through to this point. The stories were the part that I was most excited to share. Well, I was really excited to give you guys some ease and flow to your Christmas morning or your holiday morning, whenever you choose to use this. But I want to know your experience too. Like, what were your disasters? What were your wins? So please share them in the comments below. And if you are watching this on Facebook, please take a second to like my page, comment, share, so more people have ease to their Christmas morning or their holiday morning. If you're watching this on YouTube, please take a second to subscribe. And again, if you're new to all of this and you have no idea what's going on, make sure you go to www.dfam.life. Our family is the Drake family. We've come together to inspire and uplift other families. Our tagline is a family for families. We started with meal prep Sundays because that is a way we can get more families to come together to be healthier physically, just because you're making really good, healthy food together. Also talk to each other, communicate. We get to see our kids, at least once a week virtually, which we all have to get creative now. And then also getting more families to come together to eat together as a family. And also financial health. So setting those financial goals, because nothing worthwhile just happens by accident. It all takes intention and it all takes work. And think about where you spend so much of your money. So much of money is spent on food. And is that food serving your goals? Is it serving your physical goals? Is it serving your financial goals? This way we wanted to all come together and work on those financial goals together and hold each other accountable. And also at the same time, make some great food and be able to eat it, share it with you guys. So do you have anything else you want to say before we do that?
It's just a side note, which is one of the most important things for our family, is that we're talking about finances. That's not something that growing up in my life that we talked about. And we wanted to make a change with our kids now that they're grown up. There is a certain age, I suppose, that you start talking about it, but we talk about it all the time with the kids, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's kind of a good way to do this. We're talking about something fun, like prepping for food. You get something after when you're done with the project because it's going to go in the fridge. But at the same time, we're talking about each other's finances and our budgets. So it's always going to be a good, healthy thing to talk about that, right?
So important. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We hope, from our Christmas kitchen to yours, we wish you health, safety, abundance, and happiness.
Merry, Merry.
Merry Christmas.